What's up, everyone, and welcome to Clear Talk. So in this video, we're going to be talking about um, actions that have been taken here recently that are showing more and more that the Trump administration, this Trump regime, is very likely gearing up to do what they can to steal the elections. Um, and it's not even. I mean, it's not even being hidden, really. Thank you very much for joining me here on Clear Talk. If you are new, welcome to the channel. If you'd like to check out more videos from the channel, please do so. Consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff to get more videos from more front of more people. If you'd like to check out my other channels, you have JMD there, Play Puzzling. If you like what you see there, consider subscribing to those channels as well. To help grow those channels, like, share, all that good stuff. Comments are big and can help out more than I think pretty much anything else. And if you want to give any kind of support, there's Patreon there. $3 a month. You help support any of the channels that you would like to help grow those channels, help grow Patreon, to help grow the JMD Nation, and contribute however you like. Any contribution and support you give is very much appreciated. And I thank you very, very, very much. And if you are returning, you are freaking amazing. You are amazing, and welcome back. I will tell you that every time. So thank you, because you are what makes JMD Nation. All right, so if you haven't heard, the FBI just raided Fulton County offices and basically took all voter ballot election information from Fulton County. Where's Fulton County? That's in Georgia. Fulton County is the county where Trump tried to, find me 11,000 votes, whatever that phone call where he was, find me the votes I need to win this, to win the state. This is the county that Trump has basically put his whole argument for the 2020 election being stolen from him. This is where he's put all his ducks. So they raided the offices there to take that information, because we know that in the previous months here, they've been requesting, the federal government has been requesting for states to give away their data, their voter information rolls and stuff, so that they can make a collection of voter rolls and information about vote, because their attempt is to federally take over elections. That's what their attempt is. To identify all the supposed fraud and to prove that the elections are have no integrity, then states aren't fit to handle it anymore. So the federal government needs to take control of it, so that we can make sure that these elections are done properly and efficiently and effectively and legally, and there's no fraud and blah 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 blah. That's their whole schnit. And they have gotten a lot of states on board to just give our data information away to them. But there are multiple states that are refusing to do so and not cooperating, quote unquote, with the Trump administration. Even to the point, and they are so, even to the point that Pam Bondi even gave a ultimatum, sort of, I guess you could say, or an argument to Minnesota about, we will pull out of Minnesota all this, ICE raid, DHS, border, all the stuff's going on with the murders that have happened and everything. We will pull out of Minnesota if the Minnesota officials just hand over voter rolls, so that we can make sure that the fraud and integrity of voting in Minnesota is legit and secured for the elections this year. I thought I thought the actions of ICE and DHS were to take care of all these, like, criminal immigrants. But now you'll just bounce if you're given voter rolls? Because that makes sense. Do you see that? Does that make sense to you? Supporters of this regime, does that make sense to you? Is that what this is all about? Or are we just completely shifting our priorities now? Is that what the regime is doing? Like, let's get eyes off of this, because now we need to focus. It's 2026, and now we need to focus on this year and the elections, and what we can do to try to make sure that Republicans win and Democrats lose. And is that what it is? Because that's what it's looking like. That's what we have constantly had now since Trump took office, is this push and move to secure the elections for themselves. They've tried to get and allow for gerrymandering early in states all across the country so that they can shift districts and try to get more Republican seats as much as they possibly can. Now we're raiding offices in states to try to collect data, force the collection of data, so that they can do what? They can prove the fraud that they've claimed now for 6 years. When Fulton County has been probably the biggest county in the country that has had their votes, ballots and stuff counted and recounted and investigations done, and has shown no fraud. Or to the very least, minimal fraud, no fraud to the point that it would actually have changed the election and changed the results. Which has been the case all across the country. 60 court cases, remember, that Trump and his team attempted to try to prove election fraud in 2020, and every one of them was shot down. Most of which by appointees of Trump. From Trump. And even they were like, bruh, you ain't got enough evidence. I'm sorry. I'd like to throw you a bone, but you ain't giving me a bone to throw. You're kind of looking like morons here. But it's all in an attempt. It's all in an attempt for them to be like, hey, there's a problem. States are not covering these elections properly. There's too much fraud. So the government needs to take over because we can do it so much better. Because, you trust your government, right? All you Republicans, you MAGA people, you trust your government, because y'all are known for always trusting government. And then, so in government intervention, in government and federal control of things, right? The federal control of everything, a bigger government, right? That's what you've always been for. So that's we can do it better. Because you trust us. I mean, come on, it's Trump. He's so trustworthy because he's honest and compassionate and loving and he's never done a bad thing in his life. He's never lied. He's never committed fraud himself. You voted for a man to secure elections. And the actions that this administration are taking are showing that elections have never been more insecure than ever before. You even have Trump joking, is at least according to the administration and stuff, joking that if you really think about it, we shouldn't even have elections. I mean, my poll numbers are so good. Everybody loves me, and if you really think about it, because we're so good, I mean, we shouldn't even have elections. I should just stay in power. We shouldn't even have them. I should just run again. But it wouldn't even be worth it because I would win. So and I'm going to win because I'm so good. And my poll numbers are so good that maybe we should just didn't even have elections. In a country where we have fought, men have died in the protection of our representative democracy, for the right for our government to be governed for and by and for the people. A representation where we are supposed to be in control of what our government does and the actions that it takes and the people who are elected. Your fucking president is joking about not having elections. It sounds conspiratorial, yes, but I don't see how you can look at this and not think something's fucking happening. There's a plan. I'm not exactly sure what that plan is and how well they will actually be able to carry it out. But there's some people in the background figuring out something or throwing shit at the wall to see what they can actually make stick. One or the other. It's either intellectual or not, and I don't know what's going to happen. But I guarantee you this, that our elections are the least safe they have ever been. In the hands of Trump and this regime, and the actions that they are taking to try their best to take over and control the elections, whether it's in specific counties or jurisdictions or even states where they deem is so fraudulent, or the possibility of fraud that we can't trust the local officials to carry out the elections of genuinely. So we must keep control of it. Donald Trump saying that he wished he had, taken voter rolls and taken charge of them back in 2020. His argument against Dominion, which, oh yeah, by the way, Dominion. Let's talk about them for a second. Because now they have been taken over by another company, a company that is a far right leaning company, a Trump supporting company. So now Trump probably doesn't even have to try to take over Dominion voter machines. He'll just be given to them. I mean, you were concerned that Dominion was having some sort of intervention being done, whether it was from Democrats or from communist countries, somehow getting into the machines and changing votes. But yet you're okay with a company being bought out by a far-right, Trump-supporting partisan company, and not concerned that they would do the same? That they would be trustworthy in making sure that the machines reflected votes accurately? It's awful interesting also in those communist countries that you were so concerned with, two mainly of which was Venezuela and Cuba. Now we're taking over Venezuela, supposedly. There's already plans that have been revealed that this administration is possibly going to try to do regime change in Cuba before the end of the year. There's already the idea that, or question that, Trump and his administration are going to try to somehow coerce Maduro into saying that he helped rig the elections, even though there's no evidence to that whatsoever. But just, in a way of getting him out of trouble, being like, all you got to do is say that you helped rig the elections for the Democrats. So, and we'll set you free. We'll let you go. Or we'll give you a minimal sentence. And if they do regime change in Cuba, it's likely to do the same thing there. I know that all sounds like conspiratorial and crazy, but is it? Because Trump has been hell-bound and petty and holding on to the 2020 election. I mean, like, unhealthy, like his redemption and for that, or his determination to be redeemed for that is crazy. And I don't think there's any links that he will not go to try to make that ring true for him, even if it's fraudulently, even if it's fake. You need to be paying attention. You need to be paying attention to your local polls, your local ballot laws, while they're trying to make it illegal for mail-in voting, or making it so restrictive, trying to count out people in mail-in voting. They're doing and working in multiple avenues to do whatever they can to have the most control of the upcoming elections as they possibly can. If by you wanting security elections meant that you wanted Trump to secure that he would win, well, then I guess you might be getting what you asked for. But if you actually wanted secure, fair elections so that we are the most confident we can be that whoever is revealed to have won the election we feel is the most accurate in the, and is actually legitimately won, then this is not it. This is the least secure way of that happening. After we've seen lies and lies and lies from this administration over and over and over again by every single member of it, there is no trust, there's no genuinity to any of these people. They are liars, schemers, scammers, con artists. Every one of them. You have a whole regime of con artists in Washington with Trump at the helm. And now they're coming for your voting. Now they're coming for your democracy. Full on. Are you willing to give that up? Is that what you want? Need to be paying attention. If you thought your vote didn't matter before, this regime said it ain't now. Let me know what you think. Until next time, peace, clear talk. I'm out.